Hey y'all, I'm Jessi Harry and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos that we do around here. Anyways, let's get into this week's What's for Dinner. Alright, so our first dinner this week is going to be a quick chili pasta skillet. So we've got a pound of hamburger meat, some Mexican style shredded cheese, medium shell noodles, banana pepper, fresh, white onion, diced tomatoes, salt, green chilies, petite diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, dark red kidney beans, some garlic powder, and chili seasoning. This is going to be a really easy, quick, and delicious meal. So first things first is we're going to brown this hamburger meat up. So I'm throwing it in the skillet. Getting it all chopped up. And also I threw an onion and I forgot to record that, but here you see the onion is in there. Get it all cooked up, the onion softened, take it out, drain the grease, put it back in the pan. If you need to drain the grease, you could be using a lean ground beef. Then I'm throwing in the diced tomatoes, the tomato sauce, the green chilies, I almost called them banana pepper, sorry, the beans. And something I didn't show you is I forgot I also put beef broth in here. So that was the beef bouillon cubes, and then I added in the banana pepper, the fresh tomatoes, the shells, the water for the bouillon cubes, and of course to cook the shell noodles. Then we're throwing in the chili powder, and of course the garlic powder, and then some salt to taste. So I'm going to get this all stirred up, mixed well together, and we're going to turn it on medium high and let it boil. Let that temperature get nice and hot. Once it boils, we're going to turn it back down, put the lid on, and let it cook until those noodles are all the way cooked through. You don't need it to soak up all the juice. You want the juice, just your noodles need to be the texture that you like them to be. I like them to be al dente. You may like them to be super soft. Then I just stirred it around again, made sure everything was good. There wasn't anything sticking to the bottom. So once the noodles are done, you're going to turn it down low. Pop in your cheese. As you can see here, I use Mexican cheese. You can really use whatever cheese you want. And then I'm going to just stir it until the cheese is completely mixed in and melted through the dish, not just sitting on top. And now we're going to plate it up. That's how easy it was. Just going to stick it all in a bowl. And of course you could top this with anything you want. My son said something about he thought it would have been really good with green onions on top. If you watch my videos, you know we love green onions around here. But here it is. Honestly, the fresh tomatoes and the banana pepper, that was optional for this. It wasn't even part of the original recipe. It just came out of our garden, so we went ahead and added it. I thought it was a great addition to the recipe. But there you have it. I'm guessing this is, I've never had chili mac before, but I'm guessing it's kind of like what chili mac would be. This is one of our favorite dinners that we've had in a long time, so you should try this. All right, so the next dinner is going to be Ritz cracker chicken casserole. So we've got some chicken. It's like 3 chicken breasts that I shredded up, or boiled and shredded up, some pepper, garlic powder, oregano, onion powder, thyme, and cream of chicken. So the recipe actually calls for cream of chicken with herb, which I could not find. It was not at my store, so I used regular cream of chicken, and then all the seasonings that you see beside that is what I used to make the herb part. Then we've got some salted butter, some sour cream, some Ritz crackers, and my beloved green onions. This is also going to be super simple and really delicious, so we're going to get this all mixed together. So first things first, this is a casserole, so we're going to preheat our oven to 350 to get ready to slide the casserole on in. And next I'm just taking the shredded chicken and I'm going to add in the sour cream, the cream of chicken, which I think in the recipe it actually says to like mix all this first and then put it in the bowl. I don't use extra bowls, you know that. I just do it all in one. Then I added the green onion and now I'm adding all of the seasonings. And then we're just gonna get it all mixed together until it's well mixed. Move that to the side. We've got our casserole dish that I've sprayed with some cooking spray, and we're gonna take that mixture and just slide it on in there. Guess I didn't really slide, more like dumped it all in there. And then I'm just spreading it out. It's not gonna make a thick layer, it's gonna be a thin layer. You just want it to cover your whole casserole bottom. Smooth it all out. And I've seen people add rice and stuff to this. I just made it exactly as is, and I serve stuff like that on the side, but you can add other stuff to this. So anyways, we slid it to the side, and now I'm gonna make the topping. I'm taking both sleeves of my Ritz crackers, dumping them in a Ziploc bag, making sure all that air's out of there so I don't pop it like a balloon on camera and everything goes everywhere. Stuff like that happens to me. And then we're just gonna mash all of the crackers up. Doesn't have to be perfect. You could have some little pieces of big crackers left. Doesn't really matter, just to your liking. So I'm gonna take that bowl that I used before and dump the Ritz crackers in, and then I'm taking the butter, which I melted, and pouring that over the crackers. And you're gonna mix that together until the butter's coated all of the crackers. So just give it a good stir, and it takes a little bit to really get that butter in everything, and it's also picking up the sauce from before, adding even more flavor to the topping. So now I'm just gonna dump that cracker and butter mixture on top of the casserole. As you can see, this is health. More like just deliciousness, so good. All right, so this is the bad boy before I'm gonna slide it into the oven to let it get all brown on top. All right, so now we're gonna slide it in there. Don't need to cover it, make sure it's uncovered. You want that top to get nice and brown and crispy. So we're gonna cook it for about 25 minutes. And then here it is out of the oven. As you can see, nice and browned. Let it sit for a little bit. I like my casseroles to kind of congeal. That's a terrible word, but you know what I mean. And here we are plating it up. So I served it with just some hot buttered rice. No seasonings or anything on it, just hot butter. The casserole has lots of flavor, so I try not to do anything too crazy with the sides. And then next I just did regular steamed mixed vegetables, no seasoning on it or anything like that. And then here is the casserole. And here it is. This casserole is amazing. You have to try it. I said the first recipe was probably our favorite. This one, then top that. They were both phenomenal. Make sure, like I said, to serve them with simple sides because the casserole has so much flavor. The Ritz cracker topping, so good. I want to make it again already. Right, and then our last dinner this week is actually something that I kind of threw together because we had leftover mac and cheese from the night before for dinner that I did not finish recording, so you didn't see it, but I plan on making it again, so no worries. So I've got a pound of hamburger meat, I've got some sour cream, the leftover mac and cheese, about 3 cups, some Mexican style shredded cheese, some seasoned salt, black pepper, garlic powder, salt, onion powder, parsley, canned mushrooms, and a can of evaporated milk because we got to bring this mac and cheese back to life to use it for anything. So first things first is I'm going to brown the hamburger meat per normal. Dump it in the pan, get it all chopped up. And also I sprinkled some seasoned salt on there for whatever reason that didn't get captured. Take it off, drain the grease, set it to the side, and then I'm gonna put the mac and cheese in there. Kind of chop it up a little bit. Make sure that burner's on low. You don't want to overcook your already cooked mac and cheese. And I'm throwing in some evaporated milk and some of the Mexican shredded cheese. It says you refrigerate mac and cheese, it gets dry. So we're trying to bring it back to its creamy, delicious life. So then I just mix it together, kept stirring until it was nice and creamy, the consistency the mac and cheese should be. So then I'm adding back in the ground beef, the can of mushrooms. Get that all stirred together. And then I'm adding in all of my seasonings, some black pepper, onion powder, parsley. Also added in garlic, I think that was missed too. Sour cream. Get that all mixed together. And of course, at any time you can add in more cheese or milk if it's too dry. So, plating this up, I made a hot mess. Sorry about that. Not very pretty. But here I am plating it up. We got the casserole. Oh, look, made another mess. Casserole, it's not a casserole, sorry. We've got basically the homemade hamburger helper is what it is. And then I served it with some cucumbers and tomatoes that we already had on the side, basically kind of a salad except without lettuce because we didn't have lettuce, and I used ranch on mine because I was just feeling the ranch tonight. And here it is, super simple, super easy dinner. Didn't have to throw away the mac and cheese. We just had so much left over, and I hate for food to go to waste. This was really good too. Definitely not as good as the other two recipes, but a really easy, quick dinner and uses up leftovers. So if you're like me and like to do that, try this. Anyways, I hope you liked this week's What's for Dinner. If you did, make sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.